she is having what's called a video telemetry. So this is us trying to diagnose her seizures. I know, it'll be fun, won't it? Hi. Oopsie. Another myoclonic. Where's my button? Am I sitting on it? Oh my god, Elin, I am sitting on it. Right, I need to have my button and my piece of paper. Right, where were we? Elin was gonna say, do you like my fashionable hat? I have a very fancy bonnet on and I'm doing my best Captain Mal Reynolds impression from Firefly. I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you.
I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you.
Elin has wires glued all over her head and on her face and on her shoulders, and then they're coming out here, and then they're going into a box here, and then that is feeding into a monitor there, and then we have a camera up in that corner of the room, and we have a camera right above us there. She is having what's called a video telemetry. So this is us trying to diagnose her seizures. I know, it'll be fun, won't it? Yes. Every time Elin has anything that might vaguely be seizure related, yes, I need to press this button, and that marks on the EEG trace that something's happened. And then I've got this piece of paper here where I'm basically writing down what has happened. And so far, all I've written down is myoclonic jerks, because she's had a fair few of them. But she hasn't had anything else that I would call a seizure. And we shall see if she will have anything else that I will call a seizure in the next 24 hours. I think we're going to mark that. I know that wasn't a seizure as such, but something made you throw up. Do I have a timestamp anywhere? 1400. I feel like I'm marking and writing down the most bizarre things here, right? But with Elin, it is so difficult because her seizures do not show up on EEG traces. We have done half an hour long EEGs, and we have tried to induce seizures during those, and she's had the kinds of episodes that we associate with seizure activity during those doesn't show up. When she was younger, we did a 3-day ambulatory EEG, so we got her hooked up and then we took the machine with us. No ictal brain activity. Ictal is epileptic, so when the neurologist says ictal brain activity, they mean epileptic brain activity, okay? No ictal brain activity. And this is part of the problem we have of trying to get Elin diagnosed and trying to understand just how severe her seizures are, because they don't show up on EEGs. And now we have her hooked up on an EEG, but we also have cameras. So, you know, the idea is that we might get a combination of brain activity and visual clues that will tell us something. I don't know if it will. And so one thing that I know is that Elin very often vomits after a seizure. Was that a seizure she had before she threw up? Highly unlikely, because I didn't feel anything, I didn't hear anything. But something triggered reflux in her, and we don't quite know what or why. So I've marked that. Come on in.
On a phone call.
That was the play therapists coming in, interrupting us. And amusingly, they're going to get us some flower stickers so we can turn this into a pretty floral bonnet. I am beyond chuffed about that. They're also going to get a few toys that we hope are suitable for Elin, because she's quite specific about her toys. And I know that loads of you are asking about toys, and I'm like, I did a toy video 5 years ago and nothing's changed, so I've never done an updated one, but I probably should at some point. So yes, if you want a toy video, let me know and I will do that. Not today, but in the future. Where's my button? I've lost my button again, Elin. Is it here? There it is. Oh my god. Is that the right way? Nope. Oh my god. I know. There's this thing, Elin, that happens when you have wires, is that they get tangled the second you look away from them. It's all very interesting. And then her plait is just sticking out of the back here. It's so funny. Yeah. So the problem with diagnosing Elin's seizures is that since she was a newborn, they've not showed up on EEGs. So when she was in NICU as a newborn baby, she had epileptic activity and it showed on the EEG trace there. But ever since then, they're just not showing up. I have video evidence of Elin's seizures, and I have uploaded these onto a portal that's used by our community epilepsy team. But again, because we don't have the clinical proof of them. Now, I remember, it's many years ago now, but after one of the EEGs, and somebody said that her seizures might be sitting so deep in the brain that they're not being picked up by the EEG trace, which is picking up things on the surface. So the option there is to put a probe into her brain. And I'm like, no. Just no. Like, I don't need that to know that she has seizures. And anybody looking at the videos of her will know that she has seizures. So we're not going to stick needles into a brain that already has a lot of brain damage in the hope of getting a clinical proof. Just no. So what has happened this morning, girl? I know that in the last vlog, I filmed a little bit of this morning as we were packing the last few bits and pieces to bring in with us. And then we drove here. And the drive was actually not too bad. I was expecting it to be a lot worse. But you can't go on the main road between Bedford and Cambridge at the moment because they're rebuilding a big roundabout on that one. So the road is closed. So instead, we've gone on a nice little countryside jaunt. We've done the scenic route. It's gorgeous, stunning. I love Bedfordshire. It's one of the prettiest counties I know. And just driving down these country roads and, beautiful. But it was an hour and a half in the car. And it was bumpy. And Elin has a dislocated hip. Her right hip is out of socket, and that's because of a hip dysplasia, and it's not an acute dislocation. She is going to have surgery for it in January, and it's now 1st of September. It's not like we don't need to panic about it. Most of the time she is comfortable enough, but I can imagine that sitting in your wheelchair on bumpy roads for an hour and a half is not comfortable. And you were not happy when we arrived, were you? No. I think she was also quite hungry by the time we arrived because she was a bit vommy this morning, so I didn't want to kind of go food, medicine, water, right, let's go, because I knew that wasn't going to stay down. So I gave her all of her morning medicines at a slow pace in the morning, and then I had water going at a slow pace in the car, but she was probably lacking a bit in blood sugar by the time we showed up here. So whilst they were here sticking all the wires on, she had a snack to get some blood sugar, and then she was very unhappy and very unhappy and very unhappy, and then we had lunch and she calmed down and then she fell asleep. It took them a good couple of hours to get her all hooked up. She has got wires on her forehead, she's got wires on her cheekbones, she's even got wires on her shoulders, and then all the other wires are on her head. And it takes a long time to get them all on, and a few of them he had to replace to get them stuck properly. But they're all in place now. All of them are picking up trace. And while we've been here, we've seen a couple of neurologists, we've seen a neurology nurse, we've got our assigned nurse who's looking after Elin. We had a lovely family support assistant coming in to sit with her while I was doing my lunch, and she was so upset I could hear her screaming from the parent kitchen. And the poor man, I mean, honestly, hi, here is my complex needs child. She has weird seizures and she vomits and she aspirates. She's very, very upset. She is severe sight impaired. Oh, and I'm going to leave her with you completely on your own now for 5 minutes. Have fun. But I got my lunch and I feel a lot better for it. And she got her lunch and she feels a lot better for it. But actually what the play therapist said now is that they have a nursery nurse who'll come in and release later for me to go make my dinner. But because Elin is so complex, she might actually coordinate that so that a nurse can be in here as well. And that is better because it was not fair on that poor guy. He did a good job though. Yeah, so that's where we're at. As I say, I've got no idea what this thing is actually picking up, but I'm pretty certain it's not going to show anything epileptic. And we're just going to be very bored and very stuck in this room. But we have got music, we have got friends we can call, we have got my laptop, so we can watch things if we want to, and I can work if I want to, as long as I can keep an eye on you and see what's happening with you. And we've got Audible, and we've got a Kindle. So I think we're going to be able to cope. I would say a quarter of the suitcase is Elin's medicine, half the suitcase is my snacks, and the final quarter is our clothes and toiletries. Yeah. Oh, shall we tell them about the lovely woman we met in the lift at the car park? Because I'm there and I have the wheelchair, and the wheelchair is piled high with things, and I've got the big wheelie suitcase. We needed to take the lift down to ground floor. It opens up and there's 3 people in there. I'm like, we've got space for us. And they were like, oh, we can squeeze. And the woman in the lift looked at us and went, are you going into the main hospital? Let me take your suitcase. I'm going the same way. So we actually had help in, and then where she left me in order to go to where she needed to go, I was able to just call on whoever happened to be nearby to open doors. Because the particular ward we're in, to get to the lift, you have to go through double doors and there's no automatic on those doors. And I was standing there, I was like, how am I going to do this? I just about managed to get that door somewhat wedged open, but not enough to take the wheelchair through when the lift doors open and a nurse came out, and I'm like, please can you hold the door for me? Yeah. So we made it up here, and then when we bussed to get into the ward, the receptionist came out and took the bag for us as well. We've found beautiful, lovely, helpful people all along, and that's been fantastic. I've just had the nursery nurse come in with some toys, with some stickers. So we're going to make a pretty we're going to make a pretty floral bonnet. What have we got? Boing. You've got a butterfly on your head. God, I'm so amused. Have we got a good team looking after us, Elin? We do, don't we? Have you been playing pickle all day? Yes, you have. You have been playing pickle. Oh, my darling child decided that she needed to be very sicky this morning, which is super frustrating. What I had to do in response to Elin being so sicky this morning was to obviously slow down a lot on feeds and medicines and on fluids. We've taken it very easy today, but she had lunch about an hour ago. I'm finally getting to her lunchtime medicines, and that's a point I need to mark that I'm giving those. So that was the gabapentin. There we go, that's marked. And I'm going to do this very slowly. Elin is being very, very popular, and we have had a number of visits from the symptoms management team, because the symptoms management team are based here, and what they do is they coordinate all of Elin's care and her different specialties. So they put all of it together. They liaise with everybody who's involved with her, make sure that everybody is on board, that she's not having medicines that are contraindicated with each other. That has happened before. She's a gastro child, she vomits, she was given a seizure medicine that is known to cause vomiting. But that kind of thing doesn't happen anymore because symptoms management are there and they're keeping an eye on everything. So they're amazing. And they've been up a couple of times. They're doing a lot to support us, up to and including they work with a hospice called Keach, which is somewhere that we don't use an awful lot, but we do want to use more. And one of the things we want to use is their amazing hydrotherapy pool. And they need me to fill out swim consent forms for whoever I'm taking with swimming. And those forms have sat in my home for well over 6 months, collecting dust and making me nervous. No, thank you. No, thank you very much. We're not having that. And so the nurse brought up the forms today. I filled them in. She's going to scan them in and send them over to Keach. And then I don't have to worry about this. Elin, could we please not? Could we please not? I have just given you a medicine that helps with the vomiting. Do not throw it up. Just want to make that very clear. Do not throw this medicine up. And not the next one, because the next one is an anti-vomit one as well. She is not super comfortable today. Her hip is bothering her, so I don't want her lying on her right. So she's half lying, half sitting, and over on her left side. But I think maybe I need to sit her up straight for a little bit. What else have we had? One of the neurologists found out how many carer hours Elin has, and she went, "What?" And is now on the warpath on my behalf, which is lovely. So I don't know if it's going to help because we've tried a lot of things, but we really do need some more support. When I said that we've just done Elin's second application for continuing healthcare, it has once again been declined. She was like, how can they decline her? Do they not understand the severity of her needs? And I go, nope, they don't. But anyway, let's not turn this into a social services rant. I do those as well. The other thing is, several days ago, I burnt my arm on a cooking pot at home. And it's, okay, well, I'm here, I have Elin, I have Alice, it is getting towards bedtime, we're just going to have dinner and then start bedtime routine, and I can't go and have this looked at, and it's just a burn and it's fine, and covered it up with cling film. But of course, caring for Elin means this gets constantly rubbed and aggravated. And yesterday evening, it was at a point where I went, I should get this looked at. And I'm in a hospital, I mean, should be easy, right? But I'm in a neurology ward. So the people here are not burn trained. They're also pediatricians. So they're actually not allowed to do medical care for me. So in the end today, we had the most amazing, I think she's a student nurse, who said, give me the Elin 101 and I will sit with her. So I gave her a crash course on Elin seizures and vomiting and moods and behaviors. And then I went down to the minor injuries clinic here in Cambridge. And when I was there, I full on played the disabled children's card. Basically went, the reason I'm here is because my very severely disabled complex needs daughter is currently on that ward. And they went, okay. So from registering at reception until I was walking out of there, having been seen, it was an hour. Because they just went, cool, we'll take you through. We'll see you straight away. So what has happened is that this has been properly cleaned, it has been properly dressed, and I have been prescribed a high-strength antibiotics to deal with the infection that is spreading in it. Who cares for the carer, right? But yes, so that's been done, and now we are literally just waiting to go home. We have caught episodes that I would call seizures. Whether they show up as seizure activity on the trace or not is irrelevant. We have them on the trace, we have them on video camera. It's gonna be a lot of meetings, there's gonna be a full multidisciplinary team involved, symptoms management is gonna be involved. It's gonna take weeks for them to go through all of this, but it'll happen. And at some point, fairly soon now I hope, somebody's gonna come and release Elin from all of her wires and we're gonna go home. And then she's going to her dad's. Yes, you are. You're gonna go to Daddy's. Do you remember Daddy? No, not seen him in 2 weeks. I don't remember him. He's that slow. I think Daddy's missed you. Uh-huh. Hello. Hi, there you are. And then we had a very, very special doctor come in. We had a super special doctor come in. She was wearing a big lab coat with lots of strange patches and colours on them, a very colourful hat with a propeller at the top, and on the back of her lab coat it said, Dr. Giggle. And she had a ukulele, and she took Elin on an adventure to space. Flying to space. Yeah, you really like that. Honestly, my child and somebody coming in and singing and playing, there is nothing about that she's not going to love and adore. So we feel very lucky and very blessed that you got to be treated by Dr. Giggle today, didn't we? Yeah. Yes, I suppose in a little bit I'm going to start thinking about packing up and making sure I get everything with me, and then we'll go home and hopefully resume a normal life. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yes, Mummy, it'd be super nice. Can I give you another anti-vomiting medicine? Yes? Can I? You want some alimamazine? Boop! I'm recording 3 different vlogs simultaneously here. I'm gonna have a nightmare with all the footage, and I have no idea in what order I am posting them. So you're just gonna have to subscribe and find out. But I'm obviously doing a general vlog about Elin's experience here doing the video telemetry. Hi! I've done a little vlog on managing her medicines in hospital, and the 3rd vlog is managing food in hospital, both for her and for me. As I say, I've got no idea which order these coming out, but they're all gonna be here, and I will link and stuff as and when I can. And at some point there will be an update, obviously, about if they manage to find anything useful or if there are other investigations that are coming as a result of this. And I think I'm gonna end this vlog here because I'm pretty certain it's already very long. I'm gonna have a nightmare editing this. It'll be fun though. Yes, it will be. Oh, is it gonna be that tough to edit this? Yeah, and say thank you ever so much for watching, and we will keep you all updated about the crazy things going on in our lives. See you again soon. Bye. I'm going all the way to space. When I look out the window, I can't believe what I see. All the stars and the moon are shining just for me.